Hey, good morning and welcome back to Morning Live. Look at your sports news in this hour. Now, tomorrow is, of course, the Battle of the MTN8. It will be taking place at the Moses Mabhida Stadium out at eThekwini, where Orlando Pirates will be taking on Amazulu. To bring context to the enormity of this battle, we've roped in former Bafana and Kaizer Chiefs goalkeeper, Brilliant Khuzwayo. Good morning, Brilliant. Thank you so much for joining us on Sports on Morning Live.
A very brilliant morning, Busiwa. Pantis cooking some minzela la eThekwini namaphethele. It's one day before the match.
It's good. I love that. Brilliant. Let's talk about Lamaqembu that will be in the final Yaksasa. Not a lot of people would have thought that we are going to have an Orlando Pirates and Amazulu final. What have these two teams done right to find themselves there?
I mean, look, if you look at Orlando Pirates match against Mamelodi Sundowns, the first leg, they make sure that they don't concede. And then going to the second leg, they made sure that they score more than 2 goals, which made them give an advantage in terms of them going to the final. The match that we actually didn't anticipate is that Amazulu going to FNB Stadium and scoring 1 goal, having to defend that 1 goal at Moses Mabhida Stadium when they were playing against Kaizer Chiefs. Most people actually babefuna ukuthi game ezodlala, whether it's Derby or the Mamelodi Sundowns or Kaizer Chiefs. That's what people anticipated in terms of happening. However, Pirates really showed character, and both matches they dominated Mamelodi Sundowns, and also Amazulu on the other hand. Both matches showed character and dominated Kaizer Chiefs. So both teams actually deserve to be in the MTN8 final.
And you speak about both teams showing character, and particularly from your point here, Amazulu, we've seen how they've been so good defensively throughout this tournament, and we can say the same for Orlando Pirates, not really conceding a lot of goals. So when we look at tomorrow's final, are we then expecting a low-scoring final? We're not expecting to see a lot of goals just because of how good the teams have been defensively?
I mean, look, Orlando Pirates just came from a huge defeat where it was Orlando, a Soweto derby, of which a Soweto derby contains what? It's one of the top 10 derbies in the world. They're coming back from that 1-0 loss, of which the goalkeeper made an error. Obviously, when you come back from such game, having to go to a final, you need to actually reconsider, replan. But I'm sure that the players are super hungry for the final. They know what it takes actually to get into the final. Also going to Amazulu. Amazulu on the other side, you've got about George Maluleke, you've got Ramat Mpahlela, you've got Lehono Majoro. Some players come from Orlando Pirates to play for Amazulu. They know the caliber. Some players know the caliber in terms of what it takes to win cup finals. I'm talking about Ramat Mpahlela, who has won so many cups. As I remember the Sundowns, George Maluleke has won so many cups. I remember the Kaizer Chiefs. So both teams actually know what players have, what it takes actually to be in the final, especially in the final of which Moses Mabhida, eThekwini namaphethele, where the warmest place to be.
And we look at the game tomorrow, and so many times the focus is on the strikers, the players that can find the back of the net. But we have to look at the two players who are the last line of defense for both these teams. They've done so well. Uveli Motho for Amazulu as well, Usiyabonga Mponjane for Orlando Pirates. How much of an influence do you think they will have on tomorrow's final?
They're going to have a lot of influence. If you look at Veli Motho, on the other hand, his number is second best. His number 2, Bafana. He has really showed the character and the confidence. So taking Amazulu to the next step. Taking nothing away from him. He's also done very well in many games, made man of the matches, in a lot of matches. Going to Usiyabonga Mponjane, if the previous game he didn't concede that error, he was supposed to actually take the man of the match. However, that is the story of goalkeepers. In the case of goalkeepers, you can make many saves and save the team with a lot of saves, and then just one mistake, you'll be remembered by that mistake. Both keepers have done extremely well. Now, I don't know whether if he made that mistake, they're going to put Ofori in or put Yena back into goalpost, but it will destroy his confidence if he doesn't play this final. But again, he's a very strong professional. He has played many years in the PSL. Even Bafana, he has the character actually to say, it's okay. If I don't play, then it means it's okay. But I've played many finals, especially for Moses Mabhida. I even played Pirates and Moses Mabhida, but I'm playing for Orlando Pirates now. He has the character and the caliber to actually take Pirates to victory in terms of tomorrow's finally MTN8 Wafawaf.
Brilliant. Another player that I want to touch on is Munabule Saleng. We saw him steal the show in that second leg of the semi-final against Sundowns. What are we expecting from him tomorrow, particularly given that we didn't really see him show up in the Soweto derby last weekend?
The Soweto derby is a very, very different caliber of a match. It builds character. One would play it and think that you could see he has done it all. One would actually be in his shell in terms of getting to the match. I mean, we're speaking about 90,000 capacity of people in the FNB Stadium, and we're going to Moses Mabhida, we're speaking about 60,000 capacity of people. Now, Sterling, he did extremely well against Amazulu Sundowns. Let's not take anything away from him. He has made so many good moves in terms of that game. I think the first goal he had an assist. Second goal, the third goal, a pretty defender with incredible shots on the far right of Kulo Kunda and Ronan Williams. But we'll see now to be final. I wish him everything of the best. But I know that you would see once you get into the final, you start finding your feet. Take that first touch, second touch, beat that first man, and then you find your confidence, and then everything just excels to your best ability in Bagalo.
Gabadinho Mango is a player that would probably be looking to do the best against his former side in Orlando Pirates, but he will need to keep his temper in check in this one.
Definitely. When you're a professional, you shouldn't play with emotions. I mean, it is not him only who comes from Orlando Pirates. We're speaking about Lehono Major. I don't think both of them left Pirates in good terms. So obviously, maybe their character would say, I will need to show these people that I deserve to be a Pirates player. But emotions aside, both players are very, very good quality players, especially Mhango. Since he came from Orlando Pirates, and his spell sack didn't actually go that well that we anticipated. He needs to keep it down, his composure, and just play a normal game as anyone else, and try to play with his teammates. Not against to prove Pirates anything. It's very, very important and critical for him to actually understand that, because he came so lose end up with maybe 30 minutes and then the coach decides to change him. That's if the coach decides to start him.
One word answer. Is it Fotloza or is it Jose Riviera tomorrow? One word answer.
It's a quite difficult question actually.
Brilliant. One word answer. Okay, Brilliant doesn't want to be put on. That is who he's going with for tomorrow's final. It is the MTN8. That one kicks off, of course, at 6 p.m. It is between Orlando Pirates as well as Amazulu. That's how we wrap up the sports bulletin.